This video is one of those, I guess, sort of rare ones, it seems, where I actually just talk directly to Todd, I guess. And if I could actually make response videos, like, where it says, make a video response to this video on my iPad, I would. So I'm just going to post this as my vlog for today, and if you're not Todd and you watch this, cool, you can feel free to disagree with me. Todd, you are not free to disagree with me at all. Just kidding. But yeah, I just watched your two videos, yesterday and today's, about your book review discussion. I'm going to take these glasses off thing. First of all, I'm pretty sure that was The Fault in Our Stars that you held up, like, when you were first talking about it, which is cool. I actually read that book over the summer, and I really did like it a lot. Yeah. Or maybe it was last fall I read it, something like that. I went through this phase where I wanted to read all the John Green books, and so I checked all of them out and then read one of them. Not because I disliked the John Green books, it was just I ended up not having time to read them. So, yeah. But I can legitimately respect your opinion on what you were saying in the first video about how, oh my gosh, this book gave me feels, or, it's because is not a book review. I completely agree with that. But I think it is a way people express how they feel about books. Being a Tumblr person myself, and, experiencing some of that stuff, I can understand, I definitely use the word, this gave me feels, or ack feels, why would you do this, that kind of thing. I've used those phrases before. However, I've never used them to do a book review, mostly because I don't review books. That's not one of those things I do. I mean, I like books, I read, but I guess, I could respect that part, but then you sort of got a little off topic, I guess, and started going into, YA apparently isn't a valid form of literature. I don't know. I'm not sure if you were saying that or not. Some of it felt that way, but then your video today, you kind of refuted that and said it was a valid form of literature because anything that you take, I guess what you were sort of saying was anything that you put effort and take time into making valuable to your life is what makes it valuable, not necessarily what its actual societal value is. But you're right, there are many things that have fandoms. Doctor Who does have a series of books, by the way. I mean, the books are actually based on the TV show instead of the other way around, but just letting you know, you were totally okay with mentioning Doctor Who because there are books. Just a lot of people haven't read them. I have. Some of them, not all of them. I actually just downloaded one, maybe just today. It was either today or yesterday, on my iPad with my free books app, so I'll read that at some point. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest, probably YA literature is some of my favorite. I mean, I'm a biology major, so obviously I didn't major in English or anything like that. And I gotta say, reading Crime and Punishment in high school was not really the highlight of my senior year. I mean, there are some classic real literature books I enjoyed. I did like The Count of Monte Cristo, the, abridged version that I accidentally read. I like Les Mis, which I'm reading now. Sort of. I kind of started reading it in high school, but then something happened and I couldn't finish it, and I only got about, 400 pages in or something out of 1,200. So I kind of stopped with the reading of that book. And then I'm sort of reading it again now. One of the things I've gotten into, I don't think I've mentioned this before, is audiobooks. I honestly never thought I'd be able to get into audiobooks. I'm who would want to listen to somebody read to them the entire time when you could read yourself? And the answer is really busy college students who otherwise would not get to read books at all. So I've started with the audiobook stuff. I've got my iPad's been nice because I've got a free books app and a free audiobooks app, and granted, most of the things I would normally read I can't get on either of those apps, but there's several classic literature things I can get from there. So I'm listening to Les Mis on my iPad when I have time, and every night before I go to sleep I actually listen to Harry Potter on audiobook. I have like the first 5 books on cassette tape. Yeah, I said cassette tape. And my boombox plays cassettes and will automatically turn off after the cassette is over. So I do enjoy that because I can listen to it and then not worry about my boombox running all night if I fall asleep during the audiobook. Whereas with Les Mis, if I'm trying to listen to it on my iPad, it just keeps playing regardless of whether I fall asleep or not. And I really don't want to miss anything. So I've just kind of been listening to Harry Potter audiobooks every night for most of the year. Actually, it's been a lot longer than a year. So I just, it's soothing and I enjoy it. When I travel, though, I listen to Les Mis. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. The Fault in Our Stars, I started out mentioning. I really did enjoy that book just because I thought the writing was wonderful. I thought the theme itself was good. I'm not so good with imagery and analysis, and I will have to say this. I really should have seen the ending coming, but it still kind of caught me off guard. I liked the characters of Hazel and August. I'm kind of excited they're making a movie about it. I'll probably go see it. Not sure if it's considered YA, but I did read The Perks of Being a Wallflower a couple years ago. I liked that book too. And of course, the Harry Potter series really does hold a special place in my heart. And, you know, the Twilight series was a nice way for me to connect with some people in high school, but since then, when I kind of read it, I start critiquing the literature, and then I just kind of enjoy critiquing it, and it's fun. The Hunger Games, I kind of like you, read within a week, all of them, and I can't say I really enjoyed them. I mean, they were good books, but they weren't happy or anything, so I can't really say that I enjoyed them, but I did appreciate them. Kind of reminded me of just all the post-apocalyptic utilitarian society books we would read in school, like Animal Farm and The Giver. The Giver still remains one of my favorite books, as well as Number the Stars, which I think we read in 4th grade. So yeah, I still like children's literature, if that tells you anything about what I read in my spare time. But I still retain that my favorite author ever is Agatha Christie, and I just really love her books, plays, short stories, pretty much anything I can get my hands on. I like to read it, so yeah. So nice video about, you know, how not to review books, I guess. But I'm glad you did make a follow-up video where you said it was okay and you could live a perfectly happy life if you lived your life just by having your escape be in books. My only question is, what do we classify Wheel of Time as? Is that YA, or does the amount of words in that book make it an adult novel, like, and fall into the adult category? I'm not really sure. I know in the bookstore it's usually classified into the fantasy section, or sci-fi fantasy if your bookstore doesn't differentiate between the two. So I'm just curious, what do we classify that as? And have you read the Mistborn series? Because I've started reading those and I like them too. So, those are the questions I leave you with. Todd, it was nice seeing you again. You're right. We only have about 6 days of Vita left. So let's make them the best 6 days ever. Pound it. Yeah, I hope you just fist bumped your screen. So, that being said, I'm reading a book. Not really. I'm about to look at some more stuff and then I'm gonna go to bed. So, see ya.